Welcome to Footballers Convention, World Cup edition. We are here. We're at the semifinals. Kevin Bowman and myself going to give you a quick preview of the teams. Let's first take a look at Belgium. Lukaku, obviously the danger man up top here. Hazard will be coming behind him. Wing backs, of course, because it's Martinez. He kept the same three in the back. Kevin, what do you think about the French lineup?
Well, it's a lot the same as what we've seen before. The one difference is Matuidi here instead of, who was it before? Tolisso, yeah. And, I mean, it's worked for them to an extent. They've won the games, but really since the Argentina game, they haven't really looked as dominant as they should with the talent they have here. We know that Belgium kind of likes to play, or at least in the last game, they played a bit more on the counter, not really dominating possession. So if France can really get a hold of possession and get comfortable stuff, maybe you can see them put it together today.
What about this man, Giroud up top? Is he enough to lead this potent French attack, or is it?
As a Arsenal supporter, I have mixed feelings about him because he was great as like a super sub before he transferred out last season, but he kind of just spends a lot of time not doing much and then jogging around. I think it's good to have that target man though, and having someone creative like Griezmann and Mbappe behind him. I think it could work. We'll see.
He comes from the Henry school of striker, where you save all of your energy for goals and goals.
At least he's bringing great hair to the tournament, so we have that much.
Well, 2 minutes in now. Let's join this one. Gabi, always a pleasure to have you here. Thanks for joining. Sorry you felt left out when we were up there at the launch pad for a second, but
no, it's okay. I'm close enough proximity. I feel you guys' energy.
Drop some knowledge on us. Tell us who's going to win and why.
Who is going to win? Okay, I'm gonna go head and heart here. I'm gonna go that head. France is gonna win. France, they're just so stacked, man. Their bench is so deep. They're bringing Dembele off the bench. Who else? Who did they bring on last game? They brought in Dembele and somebody else. I can't remember.
Fekir, I think, came on at some point.
Yes. Came on at the very end. My heart wants Belgium, but I think France is going to win. I think France is going to win, but I would love to see Belgium go through.
Why is that? I mean, why do you want Belgium to go through? Are you more excited about their players? Do you like them? Do you like the way they play? Do you want to see a country who hasn't won the World Cup do it?
That's all it is. I mean, we've seen France do it. And at this point in the competition, France is easily the favorite out of the last 4 teams. So I would just love to see a team that hasn't won it win the whole thing. So sorry, England. But that means
you can give them the support just tomorrow, one more day, right?
Oh yeah. I'd love to see them in the final.
Let them get there and just have their hearts be broken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
as close as they can get.
That way. It's more fun.
Yeah, right.
More fun getting dumped at prom in front of everyone, right? Than
like you're not getting jilted if it's like 2 weeks before the wedding.
Right. Yeah, and I do like Belgium's players. Now there's like if we're going by club allegiance, right? There's no Liverpool interest with either of these teams. Well, except for Mignolet, yeah.
If Courtois gets hurt,
that'd be great. Yeah,
come in.
Mignolet coming in and playing the final. That's right. So we have Mignolet on Belgium. So that's for Belgium.
Possibly Fekir, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. This is already a pretty fast-paced game, man. They're going back and forth. Right off the kickoff, you guys are up there. I don't know if you saw France right away. Mbappe down the line.
I'll be honest. I'd be happy if any Liverpool goalkeeper just kind of stayed off the radar right now. You know, like, as much as I love Liverpool guys, I don't really want Mignolet in the spotlight for this game. Even I don't even want to risk it. I just don't want. Just keep our heads low, guys. Get through preseason, whatever. If you win a World Cup, great. On the bench, even better. Not really the time to be making some noise, I think.
Dude, I've been eating up all of Liverpool's preseason
everything
inside training videos.
Carrier's in trouble there too.
Oh, like there's a clip of him
in the warm-up, and it's like, isn't that crazy? That's a thing now.
I didn't even see that. I just saw the headline being like, oh.
Karius clanger in warm-ups. It's like, dude, the dude can't even warm up without
Well, I mean, he's earned it.
He won't live that down, but thankfully there's been more than enough goalkeeper blunders this tournament.
Yeah. By good keepers, too.
By great keepers, yeah.
They both had some errors.
So Karius, you're not alone, my friend. You are not alone.
It happens.
Yeah.
Kev, who you got in this one?
I'm also saying Belgium. I think they just, I mean, their whole thing, they've kind of been what France is this year for the past few tournaments, where they've had all this great talent, but never really played like a team and put it together. And I feel like this time around, it feels like they're starting to actually play as a unit a bit more. So I just love their attacking prowess. I think I was checking out, they have almost, I don't know, doubles or whatever, but they have a lot more chances and efficiency than France does on the offensive end. And I just think they're just playing better right now. France has the talent, but Belgium's playing better.
I did a little preview. I'm not sure if you saw it, but in pretty much every category, Belgium is leading. They've scored more goals most of the tournament, more successful at passes, more passes. You know, they've even their crossing percentage is a little bit higher. And pretty much in all categories, they're actually a little
fewer
more,
crosses, I think. They're not relying on
fewer
that,
crosses, but more successful.
Yeah.
And more accurate crosses. So, you know, all they've done is waste the ball less. So, to be honest, I kind of think Belgium should be the favorite. Both teams are stacked. Maybe France's bench is a bit deeper if you go, you know, what is it, full squad comparison. But
I mean, I think if you're looking at the midfields too, I'd take France's midfield over Belgium's.
Conte is unstoppable right now, man.
Yeah.
He's just a force. He's playing so well.
Is he one of the contenders for player of the tournament? Is he a golden ball candidate right now, or are you just kind of saying, been nice addition, keeping this France squad together?
I wouldn't say golden ball, no. But like he's one of those players that doesn't get the obvious praise, or you know isn't the flashy player. He's not scoring the goals really, but he's invaluable, man.
I mean, we saw it with Chelsea and Leicester, and
started with Leicester, then Chelsea the next season. He's been so consistent too. I mean, that's the toughest thing. Is consistency for a player to be consistently good season after season. I mean, that's when I mean, why are Messi and Ronaldo so great? It's because they've consistently done what they've done season after season after season, right?
And that's why when people ask me like, why is Marcelo so good, or why do people rave him? I'm like, dude's been at Real Madrid for a decade, and he's seen off every left back they've bought to replace him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's something you said about coaches still picking you over all these other guys who come. You're still doing it at the highest level.
Yeah. Actually, my buddy, I don't know if you guys have seen this, my buddy sent me a really cool video by Vox, I think, on YouTube. Okay. And it talks about, it kind of breaks down why France is or has been more recently such a powerhouse of a country, and why they produce so many great players.
What was the theory?
Well, just kind of their, I guess, the infrastructure France built in their developing their players. Because so even I think they said this tournament France has the most number of players that were born in their country but now play for other countries like Morocco, like Portugal, Belgium.
You're talking about players in this team, or just like in general, like French players that have played outside of their borders?
No, like this tournament.
I mean, got a few in England, a couple in Spain, right?
On the national teams?
Yeah. Really?
France has.
Are you saying? Oh, you're talking about French-born players who've been nationalized elsewhere?
For other, whose parents or grandparents have allowed them to nationalize for other countries. So this video is breaking down why France has produced the most. Brazil has the next most. Sure. But it's not even close.
Oh, that's a good ball. Almost.
So it basically broke it down to the infrastructure France has built in developing their youth, and it was a pretty cool video, and it kind of makes sense why France is so strong, man. I mean, players are leaving for other countries because they know they have a better shot playing for another country than actually making it into France's squad.
Yeah. I mean, Brazil for years were kind of the pioneers of that. You'd see.
They were, yeah.
Yeah, you'd see like someone Inyo, and you're going, wait, you're playing for Turkey or China?
Like Japan or something,
Japan. Yeah. Oh, Tulio Tanaka, who was like Brazilian born, and he was a Japan center back. I remember, what was it, last tournament, the tournament before, and you're just like, what? Exporting nation.
Yeah.
True the Sport says, France, we have an army of talent. Belgium, we have a Lukaku. So channeling his Avengers here.
Lukaku's not the
He's a
only
bit of
one.
a Hulk, though.
He is, but...
Can you believe that he's already Belgium's leading goal scorer?
All time?
All time.
Isn't he like 24 or something?
I think he's,
Which is crazy he's that young.
Fact check this. Belgium all-time leading goal scorers. I think Lukaku's on 40, and I think I think he is 24 still, right?
So it's no question that this is Belgium's golden age.
This is it. This is their golden generation.
Golden generation, yeah.
Is this not France's, though, in a way? Or maybe France just has them more frequently, right?
Yeah.
It only takes 15 years for France to recycle, whereas Belgium, it takes 30.
Exactly. Again, I mean, you look at population, France is however many million, and Belgium is, it's at 11, I think.
Do you buy that? Do you buy the population argument?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like...
You have such a bigger
more
pool.
Opportunities and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, to draw from. I mean, that's why it's so amazing that a country like Croatia, with 4 million, has made it this far.
On the flip side, though, it could be that if there's fewer players that are in these youth developments, there's more hands-on training for all of them.
That's a good point.
I don't know.
That's a good point, yeah.
Like Iceland, where they've had X hours
like one
of
coach for every
and,
2 kids or something.
Like the smaller classrooms theory.
That's a good point. Yeah, it can go both ways. It can go both ways.
And then
but
also
just having good coaches is harder to get when you have... I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be coaches that live in Belgium that are Belgian and not just like, oh, let's get some Spanish coach here to teach little kids. I don't know.
also have to have a certain level of resources or affluence, right? I mean, like people in poorer countries that are highly populous, like they just don't have access. I mean, even though it's soccer, it's not like football or golf or something where you need like, it's very, very high barrier of entry because it's expensive. Like you just kind of need a ball.
Unless you're in the U.S.
Yeah.
Then it's the highest barrier of entry.
Vox
Isn't that what
really good video on that? Vox is really good. They make good videos. YouTube.
They do.
How much are they paying you to?
Can you get a sponsorship or no? No, I'm saying.
Wait, wasn't it Hope Solo who was saying that like soccer to play soccer like competitively once you get to like age 12 or 13, it was like I can't remember how many 15 something.
I mean, I've seen it in a couple places, but yeah, I mean, it's if you want to actually take it seriously, like you have to do the.
Ooh, what a ball!
Oh my God,
he almost got there.
Well done, Courtois.
Sheesh!
Wow, that was a straight foot race.
Wait, what stat are you guys talking about? What?
Well, there's something with youth soccer in America. I think part of the reason why America struggles so much is that it relies so much on affluent kids to be able to play because you have to
play.
Yeah, you have to play to be able to be part of these travel leagues and stuff. You can't just like play in your high school team and that be enough.
Yeah.
So that's just different than every other. Well, I don't know actually. I'm assuming that's different than other countries because.
Well, I don't know. Isn't like even like basketball? Like, isn't like AAU rest in peace like subsidized and stuff? You know what I mean? Like.
Well, I know that they get a ton of sponsorship stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of have AYSO in the States, but that not many players are coming out of AYSO. It's not a very competitive environment. I think Kobe Jones was the spokesperson for AYSO.
Solo said that soccer in the U.S. has become a rich white kid sport. And her family wouldn't be able to afford it today. What was that? I'm looking for the number. She said the average price for a kid to play soccer in the U.S. is $15,000 a year.
Jeez.
But I think
that's insane.
I think it's like upper levels. That's not like
for average. I mean, average. If you're saying average, you're taking into account all like the really expensive teams.
If a kid though is paying more than like college tuition just to play soccer while they're in middle school, high school. I'm probably not middle school, high school. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah.
That seems like that's not a model for success. That's a model for capitalism.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, it's yeah. The level of coaching at a lot of the youth levels, or the quality of coaching, I should say, at a lot of the youth levels, isn't the best because you get a lot of volunteer coaches, right? A lot of parents, a lot of, and then to get the better quality coaching, that's when you have to start paying.
Yeah,
you're paying to play on these teams.
True to Sport says, not sure if I missed it. Have you guys seen a France fan at all sneak their rooster into the game? The French fans usually, because it's part of their crest, so someone usually brings in a live rooster. Yeah.
They actually do bring in a live rooster.
I remember Euro 2004, and there's a great image of when Zidane scored that free kick, and then they show the French fans as someone just holding up this live rooster, like a big one. It was a big one too. Terry, you could probably find that.
Smuggle it in a trench coat or something.
Yeah, like someone takes one for the team. Like who gets Rooster? Who pulls Rooster dude?
And then gets ejected immediately afterwards.
Uh-oh.
It is.
He's in. Oh, played it across. Hazard
has been.
He's been a little selfish.
He's been. I was gonna say he's been quietly good. Not great, but he's like last game. I think he didn't lose any duel. He had like 10 times he just dribbled away from pressure.
He had something like this last game too, though, where he had a wide open teammate. I guess there was no one open here.
He just ripped it.
Yeah, and it wasn't a great angle. But I mean, you're right. He has been kind of quiet this tournament. Like I think he's still considered one of the best players in the world, but like he doesn't kind of have the same cachet anymore as like a Neymar or even like an Mbappe.
Yeah. I think Neymar's stock is kind of hurt after this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I mean, which I'm not. I'm okay with. Especially after this tournament, man. I can't stand that guy.
I had a lot of like non-soccer people or like casual soccer fans say like, this is why like I have a hard time getting into soccer is when I see shit like this where you see this idiot diving around when he's allegedly one of the best in the world and he's doing that. Like, this is why we can't. And I mean, look, NBA's got some pretty bad flopping nowadays too. But I get it. Like, I get it. Yeah. Especially when
it's not fun watching the Rockets because it's James Harden flopping. I mean, he's great.
The problem is there's been so many high-profile moments where the wrong part of our sport gets like showcased. Like people who know Zidane as the headbutt guy, one of the greatest players of all time, and people know, oh, he's that guy who headbutted someone. And I'm like, you don't know the like Cruyff turn he did with the ball coming 40 yards.
That was the first soccer game I watched ever, probably, or at least the first World Cup.
France, Italy
was I think that's my initial like impression of just like
oh, that guy.
WWE, awesome.
They see that, where they see Neymar flopping.
Yeah.
And just like that's the image so many people have who are casuals. Is that it's just these players acting. Yeah. And because I mean, it's such a long game that it's an infrequent time when there is like a moment of like brilliance where like, oh, it's a crazy thing that happened. It's a couple times a game, but there's so many more times where players are just rolling around on the pitch, screaming, and then it's up perfectly fine 5 seconds later.
Yeah.
So it's just the frequency of it, I think, is what turns people off.
What's the answer? How do you solve it? What's the short, easy answer? Is it draconian, just like bans for that, where you just like, you think that cuts it out right away, or is there something else you can do to?
Well, players are doing it because they want.
Because it works.
Opposing team to get a yellow. Presumably, they want the teams to get cards, or the tackler to get a card. Oh my gosh!
What? Good hit.
No business hitting that, and yet he did.
Oh, Tweedy.
Jeez.
That was a great hit. I don't even know what to think about it, man. Especially coming from Neymar. It's you know, he's considered one of the best in the world, right? And it's like, I mean, his performance might be the worst I've seen in a long time. Like worse than Pepe, worse than like all these guys that are known for diving and being babies.
He'll never be able to like change his reputation as a diver now. You know, like he's burned it in now. Like before, there was like, okay, sometimes he kind of goes. Now everyone knows that.
It's like,
the top crossbar too. I thought that one.
Hazard.
I'm telling you, he's starting to come alive a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, don't you know? Don't you understand? Ooh, it came off Varane's head?
Yeah.
Or his back.
Just enough. That was going in.
That was going in.
Shouldn't Nike or someone be like, hey Neymar, just wanted to let you know, your persona right now, it's taking a little hit. Like, shouldn't someone tell him? Like, whose job is that to tell him, to like police him and tell him to tone it down?
Do you think he knows? Like,
yes, of course he knows.
Know.
How do you not know?
But maybe he welcomes it. Maybe he's the kind of person like we see other personalities in other worlds, like music artists and stuff. Like the more controversial, the better.
Yeah.
For them, they like any publicity is good publicity for them, right?
He's trying to just be the bad boy.
Maybe,
Except it's not the bad boy. It's like
it's the baby boy.
Bellini. Oh.
I mean, he's what, 25?
Yeah,
like he's still. I don't want to say kid, but like
he's a young baby.
He's a young kid who like, got super rich way too early.
Yeah.
And
great tackle.
I don't know.
That was a great tackle.
That's something
maybe
I brought
he'll
up
learn as he gets older, but
yeah, maybe.
That's until like there's consequences for it. Like there's no reason to change.
Exactly. There's no consequences for it other than maybe like ridicule from the general public or the media. But what does he care? I mean, he's making millions every year playing soccer.
I'll tell you what, Fellaini hasn't put a foot wrong so far in this tournament, which kind of makes me scared that like there's a moment coming.
Ooh.
But he's actually been really good. And
He's just like, I'm always afraid someone's going to get hurt whenever he's
Well, you saw Courtois. Lloris.
Corner.
He should have just grabbed that ball out of the air, no problem. He wasn't, Fellaini was like 2 yards away, not even a challenge, and you could tell that put him off where he punched it, where he thinks, here it comes, I'm going to get drilled.
Like, you don't know if
he's playing like a striker now again, basically. This is like his Man United days again.
Yeah, at least Belgium are more fun to watch.
Yeah.
Got a comment from Dale S. Says, the guy in the middle looks familiar. Is he the ex-sax player from Costa Nostra, the ska band that took over Northern California? Is this true?
What?
No.
Have you guys ever been seen in the same room?
Yes, we have.
This is a very, other than myself, this is a very musical table that people sit at.
Oh, what a save! Wow.
That ball just felt real nice.
Who turned and took that? De Bruyne? No. Alderweireld?
Yeah. Wow. Great strike, too.
Yeah, just turn and shoot. Found that pocket. Wow, from the opening.
And like,
woo!
To have enough strength in the fingers to like push that off too. 'Cause that was a powerful strike.
Yeah. Come on, Belgium. I kind of like their kits too. You got the little, what do you call that pattern across the chest?
Charlie Brown pattern.
The
little checker, the diagonal checkers across.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been pretty much Belgium this game so far. They've looked pretty dominant. Ooh.
It's been a great match though. It's been
a
lot of stuff going on.
I predicted a goal fest, and I kind of other than great goalkeeping, it's
23 minutes.
It would have been, yeah. Has Courtois had any great saves, or is it all of them?
He came out on that one on Mbappe.
Okay, yeah.
But
it's looking good. It's looking good. Both teams are playing well. Oh. Did you guys see the news about Cristiano?
Yeah.
Good for Juventus, a nice young player. You know, up and coming, can maybe make a name for himself.
I just want Dybala to go somewhere and flourish and not be held back.
They say that he would be considered at Liverpool, but I feel like that's
There's
just that almost makes too much sense. Where it's like, oh, let's get like a new Coutinho type player. Ooh. You know, like it's almost too convenient because it's like, yes, that's a perfect fit, and he's young. But you know, like I can't believe it because it's too easy to believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, like especially after we saw him not be used to Argentina, don't you just want him to go and like make a team his own and just like thrive?
I don't know. I'd rather have him than Neymar.
Oh, absolutely.
Really? Terrible take, probably, but.
So if you're building a team, and you're in the playground and you get first pick, you're telling Neymar no thanks. I'll be having Paulo here.
Yeah, Neymar's in locker room. Like Neymar, I don't know. He just seems like he's. I mean, I don't know his entire reasoning for leaving Barcelona, but it felt like it was a lot of like, I want to be the star and I want to be the one getting all the attention.
It's hard to see.
Which is like
it wasn't like he went to a storied club or one that he grew up supporting, or you know what I mean. There's anything other than just stardom for him there. It wasn't like the team was any better than Barcelona. Like you know,
no.
Was all it was is maybe he was getting some more money and could be the star. Like that was it.
So like having that player, and like it felt like that way with Brazil too, where he wanted to be the one to make everything happen.
Yeah.
He wants to be the star, and having that kind of player in your team is just not.
He wasn't even the best player on Brazil.
No.
He scored how many goals?
2, I think.
2?
I'd say Coutinho and Casemiro are probably their best players this tournament. I don't know.
Call me biased, but I think if Firmino would have got more playing time, Brazil could have.
They seem like they're better with him. He's a bit more. Maybe what you guys were talking about.
Yeah, we talked about this. A lot happened when we were gone. Oh my God, we win for it.
Have I been gone that long?
No, they played better with him. If all their creativity or the bulk of their creativity comes from Coutinho and Neymar and the guys behind them, you need a striker who lets them flourish, and that's what Firmino does more like.
Jesus was just looking to score every time he got it.
Except he couldn't and didn't.
Yeah. Firmino is a lot more willing of a passer, willing to go and get into spaces to open other people up.
Yeah.
He loves a flick on as much as he does a shot.
He's a great balance of selflessness and selfishness.
Yes. That was very...
Eloquent.
Yes. Wow. I'm surprised it only took one take. We're live and you nailed it.
I've been gone for a while, so I've been saving these up.
Selfish?
Yeah.
Yeah, plus at some point you go, look, Brazil is the favorite to win in the tournament, and you've got a number 9 playing for him who hasn't scored a goal yet. Got to try something else here, right? Like, that's not good enough.
Good point.
That was
out.
out.
Is that out?
That was out.
Looked out. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a question. Who do you guys think is Belgium's most important player?
Important player.
Who's the key man for them?
I really like De Bruyne. I don't know how to pronounce his name still.
De Bruyne, I think it's De
Yeah,
Bruyne. Yeah,
Okay.
De Bruyne.
I think he's just kind of that engine that, I mean, I'm kind of partial to those type of players too, kind of a bit more, just like a little bit behind the play and just orchestrate everything. So his just ability to pass anywhere and get anyone open, and then at any moment could just score from 30 yards out. I think he's offensively at least the engine that makes him tick.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. I mean, De Bruyne's had such a good season at City. And then now, yeah, I mean, I'd say it's between him and Hazard.
I think De Bruyne is their best player, like hands down. But in this tournament, for me, it's all about Courtois. He's kept them in it. I mean, he's made some clutch saves that people kind of forget about when they just look at the scoreline because it doesn't show up. But I think they're not winning anything without him. I think, especially with playing a back three.
Yeah.
So when you play a back three, obviously there's one less body in the back four, but that means there's more space to get a shot off. I'm not saying a great shot. I'm not saying it's a free for all, but with 4 bodies, there's just more closing down, so there's fewer of those like pot shots. So I feel like your keeper has to be pretty lively because he will face some attempts. So, and Courtois I think's been pretty brilliant. So that's my take.
The last line of defense.
Lloris also has been pretty damn good for France.
Fantastic today.
Ooh, another one.
Too much. Too
So
much.
Fellaini's going to break someone's leg.
I know. It's only a matter of time.
De Bruyne on the ball.
He'll find someone.
Oh!
How does he even get that past one?
Like, I thought he didn't even hit it that well either.
Boom.
Wow.
Oh. You guys never guess who I ran into at the airport in Turks and Caicos as soon as we landed, picked up our baggage.
Celine Dion?
You'll literally never guess.
I gave out a pretty good guess, I thought.
That was a pretty good guess. Who was that?
Is it Timberlake?
What?
I have no idea who that is.
I can't tell. He's got a hat on.
Are you kidding me? That's Marco Royce.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I can tell without the hair.
Yeah.
With the hat on, it's different, huh?
Yeah. He does look like Timberlake, though.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
What did you talk with him?
Does he speak English?
He was really. I mean, we're picking up our baggage at the airport, and it was. I didn't recognize him at first, but I looked at him and I was like, "Wait, I know this guy." But he had the hat on, all black clothes, and you wouldn't think you'd run into a professional footballer at a super small airport in the
Bahamas.
in a tiny island in the Bahamas. Especially after that was Saturday, and they had just got knocked out on Wednesday. But then he turned around, and I saw his hat, and I saw the M, and it's like his emblem.
Is that his logo?
I recognized. I didn't know before, but I figured, okay, that has to be his logo because there's an M for Marco. And so I just walked up, and he didn't really say much. I said, hey, can I take a picture? He's like, yeah. Boom, picture, done. They don't bother. He was with his lady.
Yeah.
They're getting their luggage and taking off.
You didn't want.
And they just got knocked out of the World Cup. He's like,
can we just say Vamos Mexico once, just together? Just.
Vamos Mexico.
There you go. That would have been good.
No, I was so nervous though. Professional footballers will always make me nervous. I don't care.
Yeah.
Always. I ran into Gerard in in Beverly Hills. I told you that story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nervous. Didn't know. I couldn't muster up the courage to go say something.
I bet they're more likely to be receptive in the U.S. too, just because they get less of it.
Probably.
And it's like, oh, this person actually recognizes me.
Well, I ran to Gerard at a restaurant, where I was playing music. And so I was setting up, and I get there, and the hostess tells me, hey, I know you're a Liverpool fan. Gerard is here. I said, shut up, show me where he is. And so she points, and he's at this small table in the front on the outside patio. And he's just there with one other guy. They're just hanging out. They don't even have food. They're just talking. It's like, okay, I was going to start playing music in like 20 minutes. I was like, I'll set up. Hopefully he sticks around. We'll play some music so you can like hear me play.
And she was like, oh, I was just the musician.
Exactly,
like,
exactly.
Also a big deal.
Have an in, right? But as we were setting up our equipment, it's in Beverly Hills, so a lot of international people, a lot of tourists. So slowly people started recognizing him and asking for pictures. And as they did, then he got up and he took off.
Before you had a chance?
Before I had a chance to say anything, yeah. I was like, no. Stevie!
He blew it.
Yeah.
Now you gotta go find Zlatan. Although I imagine he might get recognized a little bit.
Oh! Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Zlatan would be hanging around Beverly Hills every now and then.
When did France become the best set-piece team at the tournament here? Right? Like, they scored against Uruguay, great set-piece last game, and now look at that. That was clever.
Watch that box video, I'm telling you.
Talks about set-pieces, too?
Talks about everything. Actually, it has a really good talks about immigrants moving to France, right? And
God.
Oh, he did all the hard part. He did all the hard part, and then he just runs it out of bounds. He did get a little bump earlier, but
his balance is incredible, though.
He's so low to the ground.
Yeah, look at his legs, man. Just tree trunks.
Little tree trunks.
Boom. Get out of here, Pogba. See you later.
Pogba's getting a little handsy there.
When you have a smaller guy like that has low center of gravity and just super strong, I'll take him over a taller, leaner player all day, man.
Well, that's like Conte too.
Yeah, he's dipped their shoulder, and then you're like, because I am the tall, lean guy. So when I go up against guys like that, you're trying to like, get your body in between them and the ball, and they just kind of get low, like they sink in.
It just takes your legs out of you.
Yeah.
They also turn so damn quick.
Exactly. Running around you. Uh-oh. Griezmann.
Use your right. Oh, he doesn't have one.
Can't do it.
Wait, did he just have a mustache last game?
He did, right?
Oh.
With a little clean shave.
They're going to lose.
Never shave in the middle of a tournament?
No, it's bad luck.
It's bad karma. Haircuts.
Didn't help Ronaldo.
You can't have like a playoff beard and then shave it off.
Didn't help Ronaldo.
Yeah, it did.
The goatee?
He got a nice move to Juventus. He's good. New contract.
It is going to be exciting to see him there with a new. It's going to be weird to see him with a new team, but
wearing black and white, like that's just so.
But I'm worried about who Madrid is going to go after now with all that money.
Yeah,
it's got to be Mbappe or Neymar, right? It has to be. Mbappe would make more sense for them.
Neymar makes complete sense.
Neymar just to turn the dagger in Barcelona.
We just need something to make El Clasico just. I mean, obviously it's always going to be great, but like that Messi-Ronaldo rivalry was like the most fun part of it. So we have a Neymar-Messi rivalry.
A Neymar-Barcelona like
ugly ball.
Oh man.
Neymar can be the new Figo.
Yeah. Or
ooh, there it is.
Boom.
Wow. Did he get a foot on that?
Or Ronaldo phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a great.
Off.
Was he off?
No, was he?
Yeah. Close. That was a great first touch.
Who's on the other side? Chadley?
Wait, Giroud just drilled that out of bounds too, right?
Typical. He just fell over.
Oh, he hit it with his left, inside of his left.
Yeah, he should be burying that. I'm telling you, I like Belgium to win this.
The whole thing?
I kind of think so. They've shown they can win every way.
Yeah.
They can front run. They can come from behind. They can score early and hold the lead against a good team.
They're good on set pieces when they bring Vertonghen up from the back and Alderweireld.
I mean, they're playing. It feels like they've had possession for most of this game. And I know in the last one they only had like 38% or something. So they can play either way.
All right, let's fact check you here.
All right.
I'd love to see Belgium win the whole thing, man.
Oh, okay. Well,
58%.
Yeah.
And we'll go back. Do it the old-fashioned way. And you said last match they had what?
It felt like it was like 38 or something like that.
This is a quiz. Oh, okay. 41.
That's plus or minus 3.
Respectable. Very respectable. Can anyone catch Harry Kane for the Golden Boot? I think Lukaku on 4 is maybe the only one.
Kane is 5 or 6?
Has Lukaku touched the ball yet? I haven't seen him
a few times.
Yeah, but he's been a bit quiet.
He hasn't created any chance. He's always kind of just laid it off.
Yeah.
It's all layoffs, I think. Hasn't really done much.
I've seen a lot of Hazard in this game, though.
Mm-hmm. They're getting him the ball a lot.
What did you guys think of Griezmann's decision to stay at Atletico? Were you surprised by that?
I feel like every single summer there's talk about him leaving, but he seems like he's pretty loyal to them. I think for him, it's just like, I don't think they're ever going to win a lot there. I mean, I guess they did win one a few years back.
Yeah, and lost Champions League final in extra time. I mean, but I almost feel like the sun's starting to set a little on that team. You know, like they had their chance, didn't quite take it. Here's Lukaku with the layoff. God, he's so strong. It's crazy.
I like the Griezmann stayed, especially in this era where teams have ridiculous amounts of money, and just we see so many players going to new teams for the money. Maybe not only for the money, but it's a big factor, right? I think it's nice to see a player of his quality choose loyalty over.
Just being a mercenary.
Yeah. The easy route, so to speak.
Yeah. Like he could have easily gone to Barca and justified it in how many different ways.
Sure.
Not the money, like winning wants to win, like
wants
trophies.
To play with Messi or blah, blah, blah,
before Messi's done and all this stuff.
I mean, he's staying, and you have to say, okay, yes, he's loyal, but in a weird way, like, he definitely courted a lot of the rumors of like, well, I'll make a decision, and he definitely
sure. He had his LeBron moment.
Yeah, his decision moment. He Hollywooded it up. It was kind of
weird. I forgot about
that. Very strange.
I forgot about that. I didn't like it when LeBron did that.
Well, you know what?
But I don't like LeBron. So
obviously it was a horrible mistake by LeBron. I think everyone's pretty much agreed. But that was the first time someone did it, and we all saw that. It was very public. It wasn't like a little niche sport where that happened. So like I think everyone who chooses to do a decision type thing from here on out, it's like, why? Why would you do that? We saw it. It didn't work. Like, it was bad. Like, the only way it's okay, I guess, is if you stay. But even still, you look like a prima donna, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the same thing with, like, if you follow, like, high school football recruiter or anything. These players all got their Bleacher Report videos now or something.
Stupid.
It's just, like, people like attention. And...
not athletes, though. Not famous athletes, right? They wouldn't want that.
Of course not. So, I mean, any chance to go and get people talking about you and feel good about yourself, people will take, I guess. But yeah, it does come across as kind of like, okay.
Get over yourself.
Yeah. Another question: did Roberto Martinez invent the wingback position, or what? I mean, he definitely is eager to jam any player he can find in there, and he seems pretty intent on playing this formation. Like, he's, for all of his like tactical prowess that people have given him credit for this tournament, he basically is playing the exact same formation, just keeps plugging different guys in, like Chadley or Carrasco or all these new players. But I don't. When you score those goals in the tournament, I guess you got to say, great, it's working. So.
Yeah, why change it if it's not broken?
Yeah.
Is this playing out how you guys thought it would?
I thought that'd be a goal by now. But it's I kind of expect it to be like this. It's very back and forth. No team is really showing dominance. Oh, he's
hard.
Oh, what a save!
Was he crossing or was he going for it?
I think he was going for it. I think Courtois just made the save.
Great save then. Either way, whatever he did was great.
His foot or his hand?
Mbappe, that was a great pass.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that was a shot.
Yeah, it was.
It was a foot.
Ooh. Courtois, Belgium's most important player. I'm saying it right there.
He got his ankle up? He got his ankle up. After I took a shot, it was amazing.
And the flexibility of goalkeepers is just... And I don't know.
And it's also crazy how goalkeepers are good until they're like late 30s, 40. You know, like
yeah, like how does
that work?
How is Buffon still playing? I thought the whole thing is like he's retiring now.
Where did he go? Where did he sign?
PSG.
PSG, that's right.
And Ronaldo comes to Juve. So messed up. Things are in their universe. Something's.
If I was like a Juve fan, I wouldn't. Like, I guess it's kind of like LeBron coming to the Lakers, where it's like.
Yeah, he's finally coming home. Where he belongs.
It's like it's cool having the best player ever in the world come, but then it's also like.
At this point, so late in your career.
I like having tradition at some point too, though.
Yeah.
Our tradition is great players coming in their prime. That's the Lakers' tradition.
I think it's better than like a Celtics great coming and playing for the Lakers or something.
Yeah.
Rondo.
Yeah.
We said great, Celtics great. When Paul Pierce was on the Clippers, that was almost too close to home.
God,
like,
yeah. Well, he was a washed up, pathetic shell of himself. But
thought everyone loved him like they love Kobe, huh?
Yeah, as a Juve fan, how are you feeling right now? Like if you're a Juve fan,
based on people's reactions on Reddit, I'd say
what's
pretty
the
excited.
reaction? Really?
That's the sentiment I've gotten is the Juve fans have already been texting me pictures of him in the jersey. Like, I don't have Twitter, but I mean, right? When you get one of the best players and your team has not been able to get over the hump, but been so close the last few years, it's like at some point, yeah, you'll dance with the devil if he'll help you out. So it's actually eerily similar to the LeBron Lakers thing, where it's like, yep, like probably hated this guy for a long time, broke our hearts a few times, but
now he's one of us.
Yeah, we'll take him. I mean, we need it now. It wasn't working without. This is a little different. Like Kobe said, like he even said, he was like, LeBron and I, it never really felt like we were rivals. We never played in the finals against each other. Like, he was a little bit older, it was more like
quite the same generation.
Yeah, it was like more like a passing the torch type thing where they just overlapped for a little bit, but
yeah,
we never got the LeBron Kobe.
There was always just like the Kobe stands that were refusing to admit that LeBron had finally passed him, and that's how it's like a Sports Center rivalry more than it is an actual rivalry. Like ESPN needed something to talk about.
Exactly. Nike was like, oh, here's our two guys, so let's pimp them out.
Terrible ball.
That wasn't a De Bruyne pass. I know that.
Kind of the same with Messi and Ronaldo, right? I mean, they never considered themselves, like in interviews, they never considered themselves rivals, right? They're competing with each other.
They have to be, though, right? Barcelona, Real, 1 year and a half difference in age.
But they're such different players. You know, it's I like Kobe tweeted out at some point this year, just kind of like, there's all these comparisons about MJ, Kobe, LeBron. It's like, hey, just appreciate greatness, man.
It's like you weren't in that conversation.
He was at some point.
I don't think anyone was ever realistically saying that Kobe was better than Michael.
There were a few
outside
a lot of people were really saying
that. There are a few people
outside
in
of
Los
LA,
Angeles right after 81, after he dropped 81, where there was a little bit of that talk. Mbappe's been a handful.
Uh-oh. Oof.
I'm kind of surprised it's still 0-0, to be honest.
Come on, Hazard. You can't beat the whole team from right there.
He's going to try.
Ooh.
Hit it, Pogba.
Oh, that's a foul. Why are you fouling him right there?
Especially against a team that is good at set pieces now. They got good in a hurry.
That wasn't a smart decision by Hazard, man. Why are you trying to dribble out of the back like that?
That was selfish.
3-4 guys.
I think Griezmann. This sets up for Griezmann, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just this left-footed, that hard curler he hits. All right, Courtois. Time to make a save.
What's that to say? Hope?
Probably something in French. Just a guess.
Is hope a French word? Who's standing over it? Oh, it's just Griezmann. No one else?
I mean, this one, he's not going to get much of a better look for him, right?
Does he go far post?
He goes far post, hard. I mean, we agree he's not even going to go for anything other than goal, right?
Oh, no. You think they do a trick?
Well,
actually, no, he's going to go near post.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And
then
even
the terrible
worse.
Pass.
Use your right foot.
Great at set pieces.
That was really disappointing.
That was bad.
That was disappointing.
Doesn't even come close, and then he needs to hit this with his right foot and hits it with his left, right out of bounds. Yeah. Great at set pieces. Very, very good.
I'm surprised there haven't been any goals this half. I mean, I guess that's a testament to some good goalkeeping.
I don't think Belgium's had a great chance in like a good 20 minutes, though.
Yeah, since the Alderweireld
Yeah.
shot.
Was the Hazard cross across the box? I guess that wasn't even really a good shot. It was close. What do you guys think of Belgium's back players? Is the back three here to stay?
What does that mean?
Here to stay?
They're back three defenders instead of playing a flat four or something like that.
Oh, I mean...
The back three.
If you're going to have a back three, they have the players to do it. I mean, I think Kompany's getting a little old and stiff.
Getting up there.
But
yeah, he's getting up there.
What is it, Vertonghen and Alderweireld? I can't pronounce his name.
Toby.
I mean, those are two great players. And I think if you're going to have three in the back, those are the three strong ones you'd want to have. And some decent passers back there as well, too, just kind of start the attack.
I would say it's not even just about the three. I agree that's a strong three to do that, but it's also what are the other elements in the equation. Well, you've got one of the best goalkeepers in the world who's on form right now behind you, and you've got a team that...
Ooh, he didn't think that was going to get to him.
And you got a team that can pass the ball and keep it, and not you're not constantly under pressure.
Yeah, so it's not just in a vacuum of three in the back.
Ooh.
I didn't know.
It's tough to predict. Oh, you can see his face. Oh, halftime.
Yeah.
Pavard probably with the best chance there, right? Against Courtois, getting his ankle on it.
Yeah. Best chance for France of the game, definitely.
All right, should we take a little look here? What is it, match day 6?
Yeah.
60-40 in possession.
The attempts is kind of surprising to me, because I feel like
France have had 11.
I guess on target.
We'll take a look in a second, but yeah, only 2 and 1 on target. But 14 attempts is pretty good. I mean, it's been an attacking game so far. They've been going for it.
Yeah.
Passes. Look at that, 93% for Belgium, 80 for France.
That.
You rarely see this high of possession and also 14 attempts, right? That's kind of like normally if you see a possession, it's like no one's really threatening the goal. They're kind of just knocking around the back a little bit. But that's pretty surprising.
Pretty clean game, too. Not too many fouls.
No. Well, I don't know. Belgium says 7 fouls committed. Right?
Well, yeah. There's a glare right there. So I saw the one on France.
Any team with Fellaini and Witsel, and there's going to be a little carnage there. They both getting a good number of passes in the final third, completing them at about the same percentage. A couple more crosses for Belgium, which I find a little surprising. I thought France would be trying to find Giroud a little more.
Well, Giroud, did he come back after he went off with that injury?
No one knows. I didn't notice it. It doesn't matter exactly.
I think he did. I think he did.
Next man
Didn't
up,
notice
right?
him either way. Just from this, I mean, it seems like both teams have just as good a shot in the second half.
It's been pretty evenly matched. Let's jump right into shots. Here's Belgium's 3, coming from the left side. Here was the save.
Alderweireld, yeah.
And then it looks like it's kind of been coming from Hazard's side over here where he's playing. Maybe a little surprising. Decent enough attempts. Earlier it looked like they were going to be pressing the whole first half. France, here's their 11. All right, what are we seeing here? A few blocked, free kick, some long-range stuff. Pretty wild off target. Other than that one great save, this one, I'm trying to remember what this shot was here. Is that early?
That was...
Was that a free kick or something, maybe?
Maybe.
Save.
That was pretty...
No. That was Matuidi.
Oh,
Matuidi left it. Yeah.
But Courtois looks pretty
That was right at Courtois, though. Right in his head.
It's
a lot more the long range. Well, I guess they have a decent amount in the box, too. Yeah.
It's hard for me not to look at this and then think of like the criticism that we give to Giroud about not being, you know what I mean? Like not really being equal in terms of talent for what you'd expect for the forward of this team.
Well, I mean, this one right here, this is him totally missing that. He had that really open shot in the ball.
Maybe it would have come back for offsides, but he didn't even hit the target, and it wasn't that awful of a chance. I think it wasn't like he fell. I think he was actually going to ground to try to get the leverage on it. Let's take a look at average positions at some point. Start with France. I mean, Mbappe, we've seen him. He's been having a little game down here on the right. Giroud, maybe, I don't know. I'd like to see him a little bit further up, trying to get a little bit close, because you saw that he was trailing on that Mbappe cross, right, on the chance we just talked about. If he would have been maybe a little quick, I mean, he's not a speed merchant, but if he can anticipate and get to that spot a little bit quicker, he doesn't have to go to ground, and maybe he's able to get it on frame. He just I mean, it's tough. Keep up with Mbappe, right? Like, have good luck with that. That's a tough ask, but
yeah,
I'd like to see that a little bit.
Hernandez is getting really far up on the left.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that, because I feel like is Pavard not the better option now, or is that too reactive to one wonder goal and one nice run? But we did see that little through ball that I think it was Griezmann playing him here. We had that shot, so I think he's up for it. I mean, I think he's definitely feeling it. Let's take a look at Belgium. Wow,
really central, everybody.
Yeah, this is a little bit surprising. I don't think we've seen Belgium play quite this compact before.
That's interesting, because I feel like we've seen a lot more of Hazard actually a little further up, more on the left.
Yeah, he's got the ball in these areas here. He made some runs down there, but I think Martinez is telling him to track back a little bit to keep him a little bit deeper. And like you said, Lukaku, Gabi, you were talking about earlier, he's been doing some more layoffs, which is fine. He's got
holding up the ball.
He's got a versatile enough game that he can do that if that's what his team needs. Maybe trying to get a little more De Bruyne on the ball. I don't think he's had quite as many touches as you would expect.
It seems like the offense has kind of gone through Hazard a lot.
Yeah. So, which, I mean, great player, but you've got another one just as good, if not better, there.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing the attacking zones to kind of see are they going through the left flank a lot?
Only for you, then. Only for you.
Oh, that's surprising, actually.
This is surprising. I didn't see this. I feel like I'm watching.
They're always on the left.
Yeah, or at least when they do, it's a longer.
Or that's where the chances came from, more maybe.
I guess De Bruyne and Xavi haven't had much of the ball on that side.
Let's take a little look at that then. Let's look at the whole Belgium team, not France. Let's see.
A lot of green.
Color by numbers, yeah. But only 2 chances created out of 300 passes. It's not that great.
Yeah.
I guess, you can see there's a lot here. De Bruyne likes sending Chadley there.
Maybe it's less passes on the left side.
It's a lot of just
because Hazard's been dribbling.
Yeah.
It's the ISO ball.
Courtois has been able to play it out of the back pretty successfully. They're getting it to the middle early. They're feeding De Bruyne and Lukaku early. Normally, with teams you see from the matches we've looked at, they start getting it wider earlier, and here you can see Belgium getting it a little bit later in the attack.
And it seems like they're kind of moving out of that. Well, I guess it's still in the middle third, but towards like the attacking side of the middle third a lot.
Yeah, it's just on the edge here. But so look,
it's not a lot of build-up play in their own half.
Look at how many passes. Not that many are in the box, and even around the box, even outside of because Belgium can shoot. We saw De Bruyne have a great goal from outside the box the other day. They're not even getting really to those spots. So other than those early attacks they had early on, at the beginning of the match, it's kind of dried up a little bit, or maybe France is more comfortable than we're giving them credit for. What I want to see is, let's look at, you said looking at the thirds of the field. So let's see. Yeah, I mean, not a lot. For the team that's had 60% of the possession, you'd expect more than 20 to be in that final third. Just a lot in the middle. And maybe it's been a little deceiving because they've been spreading it a bit wider to those areas, so it stays in this third a little bit longer. Let's take a look at France's attacking zones. A bit more balanced, but I think Mbappe on the right.
Yeah, he's been the instigator a lot. Yeah.
Do you think Belgium's equipped to deal with him? I mean, look, think about what you know. You know they're trying to get Mbappe running into space on the side of the field. What do you do to counter that? Has it been working so far? Has it just been barely working? Do you make any changes to deal with this?
Well, my concern would just be that if you're not going to have a left back there, or I guess a left back, you're going to have just the back three. Mbappe's got a lot of speed compared to, Company that's going to be or Vertonghen tracking him. I would just be concerned that he can get behind that back three, or I mean, this shows it as a back four, but Chadley's not playing right back.
I think he's more.
I would be concerned just about him being able to sneak behind there and not having the pace for any of the Belgian defenders to keep up.
What you can't have is Company Mbappe, right? Like that. You can't get them on one-on-one. Company is still a solid defender, but he is getting a little slower. And even his prime, I don't think he's chasing down Mbappe, right? I think you got to make sure that it's Vertonghen who's on him, and Dembele's got to be coming in for help ASAP. Like the cavalry has to happen. Even Hazard, maybe, you know. You tell him, look, we've got subs, we've got Mertens, we've got other guys we can bring in. Like, this is the danger, man. I'd rather sacrifice you a little bit, maybe even get De Bruyne to the ball attacking-wise, and bring Hazard to help cover. I think if you stop him, you stop France. I don't think Giroud himself is a threat to create his own opportunities. Matuidi and Griezmann are good, but they've been a little quiet, and Griezmann maybe getting a little greedy with some of the shots, like we saw on that blown free kick, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you stop France if you're Belgium right now?
Oh man, I don't know. I think if you focus on Mbappe, then you're leaving Griezmann and Matuidi open to take some shots from outside the box. I was thinking, I think if France scores, it's going to come from Mbappe, whether he assists or scores himself. Because if he's going to get down the line and get past Company down to the goal line, and the back three then shifts over, like we've already seen, he's already played a couple balls in, like right in the beginning. He played that one to Giroud that Giroud scuffed. He's the one that dribbled in and played that through ball to Pavard, right?
Yeah. So that was a great ball.
Yeah, I think if France scores, it's going to come from Mbappe, and I guess yeah. If they want to keep France from scoring, then you got to stop him. But that's the thing about France, man. You stop one player, you're leaving space open for one of the other amazingly talented players to exploit.
And that's really, I feel, what Mbappe's been doing, is that he's been drawing an extra defender or something to help out, and then the space opens up for like the Pavard to run through and stuff like that. That's where he's kind of been the most dangerous today, I think.
Well, to Belgium's credit, I mean, I think Brazil, we would argue, has almost as much, if not the same or more attacking talent as France, and yet they found a way to nullify that threat right there. I mean, they found a way to beat Brazil, so they've got to be able to find a way to beat France as well. They have to have that in them. I don't think they're overmatched. It's maybe just a question of strategy, or maybe a little bit of fortune, or being able to put one in at the other end and get a nice lead. It certainly is easier to defend with a lead. Defenders feel a little more extra energy when you're winning the game rather than when you're chasing that.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, they do have Courtois in goal. So when those players for France get through and they get these opportunities, you have one of the best goalies in the world.
7 chances created to Belgium's 2.
Yeah.
And look at, I don't know where that chance came from. I think that was a breakaway. This was the over to Mbappe. It's all coming from his side. I mean, this just screams to me that he is the danger man.
It's interesting how there's nothing really in the center. Everything's kind of coming from the sides.
Or over the top.
It's a lot less dense than Belgium's was.
I guess the theory here is that France don't need, they don't need 10 passes to beat you. They just need 1 or 2. And Mbappe or someone getting on the end, or Griezmann, someone like that. So we talked about Belgium maybe being the counterattacking team. I would almost argue that France is maybe more suited to do that because they can hurt you. So their counterattack is so much faster. Belgium's is great, but it's still, like you remember the run against Brazil or even against Japan. It was 1, 2 passes, running with the ball, Here, it's
just knock it long and have Mbappe run under.
It's a little more cultured than Route 1, but more or less, I mean, that works when you've got that type of player there. Let's talk about Mbappe a little more. Let's look at his heat map. That's great.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, with a player who's got legs, who's a runner, you want him to get a little more action just further from the goal so he can run into this space. If he was getting the ball here, then you'd be like, well, he's just standing around. There's probably a packed box of defenders and there's no space for him. He's not quite that type of player. He still is young enough where he wants to get into a foot race. So I'd say that's pretty positive.
Yeah, it's dangerous if he's going to run straight at a player like Company or Vertonghen.
What do you guys think of Griezmann's heat map here? Is there anything that you learned from this?
I'd like him to get into the box a bit more. I mean, I guess his role in this team isn't as much of an out-and-out striker, but...
Should it be, though?
I mean, that's what I always picture him as, is more of like someone that's
a goal
at the top.
scorer.
Yeah.
It's whenever you look at Atletico scores, and you look at the goal scorer, his name is always there. Or at least I find myself looking to see, like, oh, did Griezmann score another? This doesn't look like someone who's going to score a goal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his goal in last game, too, came from outside the box. Like, it's that... That's kind of where he's
gift wrapped and served on a platter.
True.
Okay, if Griezmann's role isn't to score goals, then surely Giroud's must be, right?
What is he doing at the top up there?
Why is he going there?
Yeah.
He has no business going here at all. This is great.
I think those might be on the counters. He's going wide on the counters.
But should he? He's not. Is he fast enough to get wide? And you know what I mean?
But if he's going wide on the counter, then he's taking a defender with him, and Belgium's playing a back three.
Have you seen that? I don't remember seeing that though.
I'm just going off the Super Mario map here.
What else do you want to see here?
I feel Pogba has been kind of quiet.
He has. He has.
Kind of interesting. Well, his passes too as well.
He's had a couple of good runs, but other than that, he hasn't really done much.
15 passes. This is my favorite one. The pass back. Should we look at his forward passes?
Yeah, let's see.
8. He's 4 and 3. He's
got a couple of decent ones, like that one into the box. That's not a chance created. Is still looks like it would be creating a chance.
I think a common theme that we've talked about watching France throughout this tournament, and maybe even Man United throughout the season, is he has a talent. He needs to turn it on. But the question is it all psychological for him? Is it he needs to decide to be more attacking, to play more incisive passes? Does it come from the manager? How do you unleash Pogba? What needs to happen for him to play to his full potential and to really do a lot of the things he can do in attack that we know he can?
I don't know, man. I mean, I didn't watch him at Juve at all, really, but it seemed like people were talking about him more at Juve because he was doing more.
Yeah.
So does it just come down to the system? And now Man U's not really in a system that
France too, though. I mean, at what point
utilizes his strengths? Yeah, France.
I think at Juve, I think formation-wise, because right now they have. In this formation he's doing, and I think at Man U he's playing a defensive midfielder role rather than just central midfield.
Yeah.
And I think at Juve it was just like they had 3 center mids or something. So he was able to play rather than being kind of that third line of attack. He's in the second one. And he kind of had more opportunities rather than another bank of players in front of him.
A little further forward, gives him that license to...
Maybe.
He's been kind of underwhelming since his whole transfer from Juve to Man United. At the time, he was the most expensive player, right?
Yeah.
Most expensive transfer, and it's really...
Got some good stats.
He's really lit up the world.
Giroud has played over 7 hours at this World Cup, 425 minutes exactly, without managing a single shot on target.
What?
Yeah.
He hasn't had one shot on target?
Mbappe has created just 3 chances at this World Cup going into today's game against Belgium. So he had 3 before today, and he created 4 in the first half.
Okay.
So
he's hungry.
He is.
He's hungry.
And
we've
got another question that says, do you guys think Mbappe is the young breakout star of this tournament?
I think he kind of already broke out.
Yeah.
Like,
if he's the world's most expensive player, I think it's crazy to call him a breakout star. He's young. He'll probably win Young Player of the tournament because he still is so young.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Mbappe is the world's most expensive player?
Well, technically, the deal has been agreed, but it hasn't been paid until...
From what, Madrid?
PSG, because he was technically on a loan.
He was?
But it was like a loan with option to buy, with terms set in stone.
Okay.
So I mean, I think we know him. I think if you follow, you know about him. I mean, maybe for a lot of people who World Cup might be their only exposure, then yeah, he's a great young breakout star. But he's been paid. He's been paid for his services. So the word's gotten out.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Mbappe's been the breakout star, but I'd say this tournament has. I'd say this tournament, he's just proven. Like, he's just shown more of what he can do, and it's been even more impressive. Oh, come on, Lukaku.
That was a great ball.
That was. Better give thumbs up.
It's like, okay, this kid's for real. He's performing. He's performing.
And especially if he's playing
level.
in France, people. I mean, I don't think that Ligue 1 gets televised that much compared to, say, the Premier League.
No,
so people don't see him quite as much unless it's Champions League.
And there's the criticism of playing in that league, right? And people say defensively it's not the best league, right? So it's easier to shine. You know, they say Neymar going over there, of course he's going to shine in that league because the defenders aren't as high of a quality. And so same thing for Mbappe. But now on this stage, World Cup stage, what else can you say? Like he's going running straight at these guys, and he's creating chances. He looks good, man. But that's why I want to say he's a breakout star.
Got another question. Who do you think England have the best chance of beating, France or Belgium, assuming England gets past Croatia, of course?
I think they're more familiar with a lot of the players in the Belgian side.
I think so.
In terms of scouting, so.
Yeah.
I think, and
that's
I think,
a good point.
I think if you're England,
I'd say Belgium,
and you're now, I mean, you think about it now for a lot of these guys, England hasn't been in the final in how many years? It's foreign territory. So the most, or the more you can have anything that's familiar is great for England, right? So like familiarity is good for them. So the fact that they know Fellaini, they know Lukaku, they know Hazard, they know De Bruyne, they know all the defenders. I mean, that's
Alderweireld.
Exactly.
They know basically the whole
Courtois,
team.
They know the whole team.
They know everybody.
Like I think that is better for England. You know,
that's a good point. Yeah,
I think France is. Plus, when England play France, there's just I don't know. There's a little more history there, and a little more you feel like is at stake. And
because I mean, if it's Belgium, they've never won either, right? Not either, but so I mean, there's just as much pressure on them, and especially with this kind of
with the stakes. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if I'm England, I think Mbappe is the one player I really wouldn't want to play.
Yeah.
I think Mbappe and Griezmann would be built to carve up England. Like I think that
those are the type of players that like don't exist in the Premier League.
Exactly.